Chapter 3, Lesson 10 on page 157. We're going to be using percents. Notice I'm only going to do one example today. We're going to use most of our space. Using percents, hopefully we can remember what we did in pre-algebra with Miss Phillips or Miss Craig, and they had talked about Whickity Whack Divide, number percent of 100. Number percent of 100. There's always 100 in the lower right corner of our box. The number is always in the upper left, the percent's always in the upper right, and whatever's in the of is in the lower left. And all we have to do is crisscross and then divide by 100 to come up with what we have. Whickity Whack Divide. Whickity Whack Divide. So let's see if we can use this technique. We have a box that is 37.5% of its original size, and when it's scaled down to its 37.5%, its length is 12.5 centimeters. And its width is 7.5 centimeters. So we have to come up with a couple of questions. One question is, what is 7.5% of 7.5 centimeters is 37.5% of what? So let's write that down. So we have 7.5 centimeters is 37.5% of what? And our second one would be then 12.5 centimeters is 37.5%. Let's back up a little bit. Of what as well? And this one would be let's change these now. Let's make this the width, and let's make this the length. So 7.5%, 7.5 centimeters is 37.5% of what original width, and 12.5 centimeters is 37.5% of what original length. So here we go. We can use those in our box. And I'm going to plug them in for the 7.5 first. So I have a 37.5%. Well, I think that's going to go up here. I have a number 7.5 centimeters, so I'm going to put that up here. And you notice that what goes here of what width is going to be W. Okay? And I'll do the same thing for the 12.5. I'll put the 12 and up here, 12.5 centimeters up there, and I'll change the W to the length. So let's see what we can do with that. Over here we're going to do a crisscross, so we're going to have 7.5 times 100 has to be equal to 37.5 times W. And by now you know, let's divide both sides by 37.5 to get rid of those. Let's divide this side by 37.5 as well. So we're going to cancel out the 37.5s. That's nice and neat. So our width is going to turn out to be 7,500 divided by 37.5, and if we use our calculator, the width is going to turn out to be 20 centimeters. So we're using Whickity Whack Divide. Let's try this again for the 12.5. We're going to put, let's erase that. This is pretty cool. Let's erase this. Put in some new numbers. We got 12.5, and we've got the length. So let's rewrite that one. So we have 12.5 times 100 divided by 37.5 is equal to the length. I wrote this out. 37.5 times L is equal to 125 times 100. Just like I did this one, I just substituted and just skipped a step real fast. So this looks like 12,500 divided by 37.5. And I think if we do that math, this turns out to be 33.3 with a repeating bar. So that's the length. So the length turned out to be originally 33.3. And the width originally turned out to be 20 centimeters, and when we scaled them down by 37.5%, the length was 12.5 by 7.5. Whickity Whack Divide, something we learned in 7th grade. Hopefully that was not so bad. See you all tomorrow.